Alrighty, how are you this morning? This is Rich from Tennessee Homestead. Uh, this is really to kind of help one of my subscribers with some questions he had. My good friend there in Ohio. Uh, I'll tell you what we got going on here. The jury's still out on this. What's the best way to go between incubation and letting the mother hen hatch and raise her own chicks? And here's where I'm at with it. We've had two mother hens hatch chicks. The first one we ended up taking the chicks away primarily because of we had chicks die under her care. This one here, we have went from having 7 good healthy chicks down to only 5 live chicks. We were losing on an average 1 a day with her. I'd come out here in the mornings and find a dead chick in the pen. Examined them closely, could not find anywhere where they had been pecked or hurt in any way. Not sure whether maybe she had suffocated them in their sleep. I don't know. Wished I did. I don't. But I had really contemplated taking these chicks away from her yesterday. But since, to be honest with you, I've got a bit of a learning curve on this because we usually didn't let chickens go ahead and hatch their own chicks. We would take them away from, if we had hens go brood, we would just keep removing the eggs from underneath them. And sooner or later they'd just give it up. But, as part of the, everybody's learning. I'm still learning. You hear how sometimes the chicks born in a flock is accepted by the flock immediately. Then again, you run across the other ones where they're not. We have a situation where our flock is not accepting them. We have more chickens in the coop than a mother hen can deal with. So if these chickens decide they're going to have a Chick-fil-A lunch, it's going to happen because they just, outnumber and confuse the mother and scatter the chicks, and here you go. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. I did go ahead and leave the chicks with her overnight again, even after we had lost, like I said, every morning I was coming out here and finding a dead chick. So, we're kind of taking a wait and see because we're kind of wanting to see how, integration back into the flock and things of this nature goes with these birds. We do have them set up in a little makeshift pen kind of thing here. Took a small section of the stall and set it up to where, the chickens can, and this is an area that the chickens like hanging out in. So we're seeing a lot of activity with the other hens and so forth coming over here. It's sad to say so far, we did put some finer chicken wire, I don't know if you can see that down there at the bottom, to keep the other hens from sticking their heads out and or sticking their heads in there and getting a hold of a chick, because they have attempted that. So, the jury's kind of out. I don't like, like I said, I'm no expert on mother hens hatching their own, because this is something rather new to us. But I also look at it as if we should have some sort of a power grid failure, something of this nature, to where incubators is just not possible. I want to kind of have a set in concrete way of raising chicks, because to help with some of your sustainability of your operation, if these girls can raise their own chicks, then so much the better. But like I said, at the same time, you hate having any kind of a You know, to get up in the morning and come out and find, you know, what was a perfectly healthy chick the day before, suddenly dead on the floor. But tonight we didn't seem to have any fatalities. Everything seemed to work well. Like I said, we're going to kind of learn this one together. I usually am an incubator kind of guy. One, you have more control, and you have control of the process from start to finish. You know, that kind of helps keep things in line. So, to answer your question about which is the best way to go, jury's still out on it. Like I said, out of 7 chicks, 2 of them have already died for no apparent reason. We're trying this experiment to see how this goes, because we're right now in a situation where we're going to try to integrate these back into the flock eventually. I'm wanting to kind of see how long that's going to take. You know, because to be honest with you, we've like everybody else, we go out and we look for advice, and we get you know, 3,000 different opinions of how to do this. So I can tell you now that in a large flock, the hens will not accept a bunch of baby chicks where they can get a hold of them. They just look at a baby chick as, you know, lunch. You know, you'll see out here in the country a lot of times if a baby bird falls out of a nest, you'll shortly see some chicken running across the yard carrying that baby chicken and not baby chicken, but baby bird in its mouth, and it's just off to the races, and it's here again became lunch. They don't deem chicks much different from what I've seen. And I have a mix of, you know, the Australorps, the Black Stars, the Buff Orpingtons, Lavender Orpingtons, so forth, and all the hens seem to react the same, so I don't think it's really breed specific. You know, I think it's chickens in general. So, anyway, that's where I'm at with this thing. Kind of still taking a wait-and-see attitude. We kind of set the bar last night. Wife and I kind of talked about it, and we decided that one more dead chick, and what's left going to come out of this, go into a brooder, and put Mama back into the flock. But so far, last night we didn't lose any. Maybe it's just a case of she just hasn't quite got this keeping them warm and alive put together. It is fascinating to watch them. You know, the communication between them. It is fascinating to watch her teach them to hunt and to peck and to scratch and to carry on. You know, and to lead them to food and call them together, and you know, all these things that a mother hen does, and it's enjoyable. But like I said, I don't know that. I can tell you unequivocally, production-wise, the incubator has it all over the natural chicken. But as far as kind of heartwarming, watching the mother hen with her chicks are you know, is a great experience. Watching the rest of the flock around the chicks, not so much. They tend to have the, like I said, most of the hens view these chicks as just, you know, a quick meal, which is not what we want to see happen. So, like I said, put them in a little pen. Took a little bit of excavation work because I had to put some welded wire fencing down around the base of the barn and put it underground so that, you know, it sealed it up and no predators can dig through. But, you know, yeah, it's seeming to work pretty good. And hopefully, if this mother hen would quit digging little nest boxes in the corners, you know, it'd be a wonderful thing. You know, it's like, lady, don't undo everything I've done here. And she sure seems to be working on that overtime. But I set up some little temporary feeders for them. And one thing I have noticed is that, you know, Mama prefers them to get the food off the floor and not out of a feeder. You'll see her take a foot up into that feed bucket, and as you can see from the pile of feed around it, she throws it out on the ground and then starts giving lessons again in scratch and peck. So, you know, that's part of what they do. So far the chicks are the survivors seem to be doing just fine. I'm going to be checking them out here in a little bit, make sure that everything's good. I don't see any signs of any ailments, any pasty bud, any of that sort of thing. They seem to be very active and very, other than just like their mama, you know, scratching in the dirt, kicks chick halfway across the pen. So this could be where we're getting our fatalities from. But you know, I'm going to watch it for a while now. And next fatality, these guys hit a brooder. Because while this is very interesting, you just don't want to see these chicks dying. So anyway, this one's for you, sir. We'll kind of follow this along and see how they go and how the integration back into the flock works. You know, it's kind of a learning experience for me too. I've been hatched a lot of chickens, but this is the first time that I've ever let them go broody and hatch their own eggs. Experience one wasn't so great. Broody mama was losing hens or losing chicks left and right, and you know, finally had to take the chicks away from her. This one here, we've had 2 die. Just, you know, examine their little bodies, can't find any signs of injury. It's almost like they got suffocated in their sleep or something like that, because, and that could be what it is. She just laying on them in a bad position now that they're growing a little bit, and it's ending up killing the chicks. So that's where I'm at. We'll see how this goes, and I'll keep you abreasted on it. But like I said, this is a new one for me. So if you folks have a bunch of experience of integrating a mother hen and her chicks back into a large flock, boy, I'm taking information in, so feel free to comment. Like I said, I got out online, and then I'll tell you what, there's as many opinions on this as there's stars in the sky. So, and I haven't yet found a definitive, yeah, this works kind of situation. So anyway, it's getting a little long, but this is for you, my friend in Ohio. Hopefully this, you know, helps you decide which way you'd prefer to go. Myself, right now, I enjoy this. I enjoy the interaction between the mother and the chicks. But as far as you know, productivity and ease of care, I prefer the incubator and the brooders. But like I said, this is it's kind of heartwarming to watch them interact together. So anyway, that's all from me. This is Rich, Tennessee Homestead. Hope this finds you having a wonderful day, and we will talk later. Bye.